Beloved ones, we greet you in love and truth. I am Caylin. We, the Pleiadians, come as gentle teachers and activators at this important chapter of your sacred journey. You are here to embody the divine mind, not worship it. This means reclaiming your own sacred connection to Source instead of idolizing any external authority. Eons ago, humans began turning celestial messengers into prime creators to worship, distorting the truth of your own divinity. Now is the moment to shatter that old paradigm. You carry a spark of prime creator within. You are an extension of the divine mind in human form. We remind you, your life is not governed by form, but by consciousness, and you are a sovereign creator in alignment with the infinite. Embrace this knowing deep in your heart, that the sacred source intelligence lives through you, as you, and it asks not for your worship, but for your embodiment and creative expression of its love and wisdom. In this new vibrational era, living in the fourth dimension means drawing everything from within. Instead of chasing outward validation or energy, you learn to source your reality from the light of your own soul. Everything changes when you begin to emit your own frequency, rather than absorbing the frequencies around you. In 3D life, you were taught to look outside yourself for guidance, sustenance, and approval. In 4D consciousness, you reverse that flow. You turn inward to your heart, your inner light, for all answers and creation. The infinite source, what some call the prime creator, lies within you, and from that wellspring, you draw insight, power, and abundance. As you practice this, you imprint your intent upon the universe, rather than being imprinted by external events. You become the cause, not the effect. Living from within means your heart frequency becomes the driving force of your life, attracting people and circumstances that resonate with your soul's vibration. This is a profound shift from the 3D way of external striving to the 4D way of inner magnetism and alignment. Many of you ask, am I in 3D or 4D? You wonder where you truly stand in this grand transition. The answer, enlightened ones, is that you are straddling both. Your consciousness is evolving beyond the old third-dimensional framework, even as you still walk in a 3D world. Third dimension, 3D, is the realm of physical form, linear time, duality, and the ego's sense of separation. Fourth dimension, 4D, which corresponds to fourth density in some teachings, is the realm of heart-centered unity, expanded intuition, and the collapse of rigid time loops into fluid time spirals of possibility. We would like to say that humanity is transitioning from third density, focused on individual identity, to fourth density, focused on heart and unity. You can hold a 4D consciousness while still navigating 3D constructs. This is the balancing act of the awakening starseed. For example, you may engage with 3D systems, jobs, institutions, routines, but you no longer identify with their fear-based consciousness. You carry a higher perspective, observing the play of 3D life while anchored in compassion, forgiveness, and clarity. Indeed, your planet itself has entered a fourth density vibration and is in a kind of overlap period. During this transitional experience, your physical body and energy field are adapting to hold more light. Some of you are even coming in with a new, double-layered energy body, a transitional body able to handle 4D frequencies without disrupting the 3D form. this means you might feel 4D moments of unconditional love, psychic insight, or timeless flow, and then still experience 3D challenges. Do not doubt yourselves based on those moments of seeming regression. You are in the dawn of 4D, learning to stabilize that higher consciousness even as the old world continues around you. Know that holding a fourth-dimensional consciousness is the key to thriving now. Shifting to the new Earth requires mid to upper fourth-dimensional consciousness. The new Earth, a higher vibrational version of your world, is aligned with fourth-density love and above. To make this shift, you are each invited to raise the frequency of your thoughts, words, and emotions to the level of love, compassion, and unity. In practical terms, this means consistently choosing service to others and love-based intentions over fear and separation. Monitor your thoughts. Are they judgmental and limiting, or centered on possibility, forgiveness, and oneness? Mind your words. Speak with integrity, gentleness, and creative power, for your words program your reality. Refine your emotional frequencies. This is crucial, dear ones. Old, unresolved emotions will arise from your depths now for healing, and you must transmute them through your heart's frequency. Face your fears, angers, and wounds not with resistance, but with unconditional love and acceptance, thus dissolving their hold. Each time you choose compassion over anger, peace over panic, you calibrate your emotional body to a higher octave. Remember to hold love and compassion for your humanness, even for the parts of you that feel broken or fearful. As we have taught, honor yourself for all you have lived and embrace that you are perfectly imperfect in your humanness. This radical self-acceptance opens the floodgates for healing. Light flows into the space once occupied by self-condemnation, raising your vibration. Through daily practices of stillness, heart-centered breathing, connecting with nature, and sacred reconnection to your higher self, you steadily elevate from lower 4D to upper 4D consciousness, where the new Earth vibration locks in. It is an incremental process of emotional healing and DNA activation. Each forgiving thought, each loving choice activates dormant codes in your multidimensional DNA, signaling your entire being to accelerate its vibration. At this stage, you come to realize deeply that your life is not governed by form, but by consciousness. Outer circumstances and 3D forms do not dictate your destiny. Your state of consciousness does. In truth, all outer experience is a projection of consciousness, a kind of holographic mirror reflecting your inner beliefs, intentions, and frequencies. Even your scientists and sages agree that the observer effect rules reality. As Pleiadians, we like to say that reality is an outward picture of an inward state. For instance, when you carry fear inside, you meet fearful conditions. When you cultivate inner peace, you encounter peaceful outcomes. The Earth contains the knowledge you seek. It is your consciousness that determines what it reveals, as one of your channels has noted. In other words, the universe rearranges itself to match the frequencies you broadcast. This empowers you to change your life experience from the inside out. Instead of trying to manipulate effects in the 3D world of form, you go to the cause, your thoughts, feelings, and core beliefs, and create shift there. By elevating your consciousness, you literally alter the movie that is projected onto the screen of your life. This is how the dissolution of the 3D illusion occurs. Not by force, but by enlightenment. As you hold more light within, the shadows of illusion simply cannot maintain themselves. The old drama loses its grip on you when you no longer energize it with fear or focus. Thus, the collapse of external limitations begins with a revolution in consciousness. Beloved ones, there is no competition in Prime Creator's blueprint. In the higher truth of creation, each of you is an utterly unique expression of the One, and the success of one never diminishes another. Competition, jealousy, the urge to compare, these are 3D illusions born from a belief in lack and separation. We ask you to open your awareness to the divine design of cooperation. The universe is inherently abundant and interconnected, with room for all beings to flourish in their own divine timing. Prime Creator's grand blueprint is like an infinite tapestry where every thread is needed and cherished. From our perspective, all things have been endowed with consciousness by Prime Creator's love. All things are Prime Creator on Prime Creator's journey, playing out myriad roles. Therefore, how could any part of the One truly compete with another part? It would be like your left hand competing with your right. You were never truly separate to begin with. The notion that you are separate individuals fighting over limited resources is part of the 3D game that you are now outgrowing. In 4D awareness, you start to feel the truth of unity. You sense the subtle threads linking you with all life. You rejoice in others' growth, knowing it adds to the expansion of the whole. You trust that your role in the divine plan is irreplaceable, so there is no need to compare or compete. Breathe for a moment and allow that truth in. There is no competition in the higher realms, only co-creation. As this realization dawns, the stress and tension you held around proving yourself or winning at life can drop away. You remember that Prime Creator's blueprint is big enough to accommodate everyone's greatness, and in fact, your personal triumph is guaranteed when you align with your true self. Flowing from this understanding is the realization that abundance flows from the eternal Creator source, not from scrambling in the external world. In the old 3D mindset, humanity believed in scarcity. The idea that there's only so much love, money, success, or resources to go around, so you must compete and struggle to get your share. In 4D consciousness, you awaken from that nightmare of lack. You begin to witness that behind the visible world lies an invisible realm of source, an endless reservoir of energy and abundance. All that you could ever need already exists in this unseen field of plenty. When we say abundance, we refer to all forms of prosperity. Material comfort, yes, but also love, guidance, creativity, joy, and support. These flow to you most freely when you are in tune with your inner source. Have you noticed, for example, that when you are in a state of gratitude and trust, good things coincidentally come to you? This is not luck. It is you aligning with Prime Creator. In contrast, when you cling to fear, saying, "I don't have enough, I must struggle," you shut the door on the divine flow. The universe honors your energy. If you broadcast lack, it mirrors lack back. And if you broadcast trust, it provides generously. So we counsel you, cultivate a consciousness of abundance by recognizing Prime Creator as your true source. Affirm that you live in a friendly, abundant universe. From that state, take inspired action and watch how life supports you. The new earth you yearn for is built on a foundation of this abundant mindset. A society where cooperation replaces competition and sharing replaces hoarding, because all know that the cosmic infinity is endless. Already, your heart knows this truth. Feel the relief and excitement of it. The pressure is off. You don't have to fight or scramble. Rather, you allow and receive from Source through your alignment. As you do, you become an example to others that prosperity is a natural outcome of living from the heart. As the old systems on your planet begin to crumble, keep in mind, your role is not to overthrow 3D systems, but to outgrow them vibrationally. You are the frequency holders, here to midwife a higher consciousness, not to wage war with the old. Indeed, much is changing in your world. Financial structures, governments, social paradigms, they are under strain and will continue to go through chaos. But understand that this chaos is a necessary birthing of the new. We have said before that you, as members of the family of light, can simply observe the turmoil of the old world with knowing eyes, understanding that the breakdown of 3D structures is required so they can be rebuilt with light. In other words, the old must crumble to make space for the new. Do not fear this process. Do not feel you must save or prop up the old systems, nor directly attack them in anger. Your task is to keep rising above their level of consciousness. Think of it like a radio. Rather than staying tuned to the station of conflict and fear and getting stuck in that drama, you tune your dial to a higher station of peace, love, and creativity. By doing so, you naturally exit the game of the old paradigm. The more of you do this, the more the outdated 3D constructs will lose energetic support and dissolve. This is already underway. You do not have to fight the old in the streets. Simply withdraw your energy from it and put your energy into building the new in your own life and community. Create 4D islands of light in your families, your projects, your friendships, new ways of living and relating that embody compassion, freedom, and unity. These will grow and connect, forming the lattice of the new earth. Remember, revolution through vibration is far more powerful and enduring than revolution through force. When you outgrow the old vibrationally, you render it obsolete. This is how you lead the change, by becoming it, by exemplifying a higher way. As you elevate, you also help uplift the collective frequency, giving others the courage to let go of the old as well. This is the higher path of the ascending starseed. Now let us speak of power and sovereignty, for these are often misunderstood. True power, the spiritual power to transform reality, is not the force of the ego, but the presence of the divine flowing through you. Power flows through the emptied vessel. This means that when you empty yourself of egoic attachments, fears, and need for control, you become a clear vessel through which Prime Creator's power can move. In your quiet surrender, you become a conduit of infinite strength. Paradoxically, by yielding, you become mighty. Spiritual sovereignty is born of surrender. We know this may sound like a riddle. How can sovereignty, complete self-governance, arise from surrender, letting go? Consider that when you surrender your small self, the conditioned 3D identity with its limits and willfulness, you fall into the arms of your higher self. You align with the Creator self within, which is one with all that is. In that state, you are sovereign unto your own divine essence, no longer a servant to the whims of the ego or the pressures of the external world. You stand rooted in the authority of your soul, which answers only to Source. From this place, great power flows through you, but not from the limited personality. The divine mind thinks through you. The divine heart loves through you, effortlessly. You've likely glimpsed this state in moments of profound meditation, prayer, or creativity, when inspiration surged and you felt in the zone, as if something greater carried you. Indeed, it was the greater you. We encourage you to cultivate surrender as a daily practice. Surrender your burdens, your questions, your desires to your higher guidance. This is not giving up. It is giving over to a higher wisdom. You will find that what comes back to you in intuitive whispers, synchronicities, and flow is nothing less than divine will moving mountains on your behalf. Over time, surrender creates an unshakable inner peace. You no longer feel at the mercy of life's changes. The wild swings of 3D duality calm into the centered knowing of 4D mastery. In surrendered sovereignty, you become untouchable by lower agendas, and you naturally inspire others. Your presence itself becomes a blessing, because it quietly emanates the peace of someone who is aligned with Source. This is true mastery, to be an emptied vessel brimful of divine light, walking the earth in service and love. Beloved ones, as you integrate these teachings, you are undergoing a profound cosmic memory awakening. Dormant codes within you are coming online, what we call light codes, signals from the cosmos activating your multidimensional DNA. These encodings are like time-release packets of wisdom, set to unlock at the perfect moment. They trigger remembrances deep in your soul. Many of you are starting to recall bits and pieces, intuitive flashes of other lifetimes, resonant connections to the stars, ancient knowledge surfacing in dreams and meditations. This is no accident. It is part of the plan. Each of you said yes to being here now, at this monumental turning of the ages. You volunteered to incarnate, knowing that this lifetime would be a key opportunity to awaken fully. Within you are the memories and mastery from many lifetimes, not only on Earth, but across the cosmos. Now, these gifts stir because they are needed. The energies streaming to Earth via solar waves, galactic alignments, and the activation of sacred sites are designed to activate your remembering process of who you are within your wholeness of consciousness. You are recalling that you are a multidimensional being of light having a human experience. The veil of forgetfulness is lifting. Some of you have felt alone or lost, but as your cosmic memory returns, you recognize the presence of your spiritual family around you, both incarnate and in the higher realms. You realize that you have never been truly alone. Support has always been available, just a frequency band away. With this remembering comes the awakening of cosmic wisdom in your daily life. You will find yourself knowing things you never formally learned, because your soul is downloading what it knows. Treasure these experiences of awakening memory. Perhaps you suddenly recall a healing technique, or words of an ancient light language roll off your tongue. Trust that. You are tapping into the vast database of your soul and the collective memory of the family of light that has always been within you. As you courageously live your truth, more will be given. This is the path of sacred reconnection, reconnecting you to your divine heritage, your star lineages, and your true purpose for being on Earth during the Ascension timeline. All the while, the dissolution of the 3D illusion accelerates. You may notice the world seeming more surreal, time feeling malleable, and old structures losing their solidity. This is a sign that you are successfully shifting. The matrix of old beliefs is evaporating from your field. Do not be alarmed if certain aspects of your 3D life fall away. Relationships, jobs, routines that once defined you. This falling away is a necessary clearing. As the illusion of separation and limitation dissolves, let it go with grace. Do not cling to the old out of fear. Understand that anything built on falsehood or not aligned with your highest good is meant to fade now. You are not losing yourself. You are revealing more of yourself by shedding what is not authentic. It is like a great cosmic dawn breaking, the light gradually illuminating all shadows. The more you embody your 4D consciousness, the more the veil thins between the physical and spiritual. You begin to perceive the subtle realities that have always coexisted with the material world. The presence of guides, the auras of living things, the synchronicities guiding you forward. The 3D illusion was the seeming solidity and aloneness of physical life. The 4D reality you are entering is rich with connection, meaning, and multidimensional awareness. Embrace these experiences. Ground yourself in your heart whenever you feel unsteady. Remember that love is the stabilizing force of 4D. Love is the bridge between the seen and unseen. As you remain centered in love, you can walk between worlds, dismantling illusion and anchoring light. There may be moments when collective fear spikes due to world events or sudden changes. When this happens, anchor deeply in your truth. Recall our words. Outer experience is a projection of consciousness. So project calm, faith, and unity, and watch how quickly the shadows recede. You are a conscious participant in the unfolding planetary ascension timelines. By choosing to see through the eyes of spirit, you assist the whole earth in transmuting fear into love. Finally, dear ones, we implore you to let go of all that no longer serves and live from the divine. Let all go and live from the Creator's hands. This is the ultimate message of liberation we offer you. Surrender every heavy burden, the doubts, the old stories of unworthiness, the attachments to how things should be, and place them into the loving arms of the divine. In doing so, you make space for the Creator's source to guide you and provide for you. Living from the divine flow means trusting the unseen more than the seen. It means prioritizing your inner spiritual life over the outer dramas. It means knowing that the true essence of life is happening on the level of energy and consciousness, and tending to that level first. We assure you, when you do this, everything external falls into divine order. This is the ascended way of being. We speak not of abandoning the world, but of engaging with it as masterful co-creators rather than as victims. You become in the world, but not of it, a beacon of peace amidst uncertainty, a pillar of light that illuminates the way for others. The more you let go, the more Source can flow through you, and with Source comes infinite abundance, insight, and miraculous possibilities. You were never separate from Prime Creator's love, and never separate from one another. Now you are actively remembering and living this truth. We, the Pleiadians, hold each of you in the highest regard and love as you undergo this magnificent transformation. You are the ascending starseeds, the bridges between worlds, here to midwife a new earth. We are ever present in support. Feel for our signature in your heart space, for we connect with you through the love frequency. Your life is governed by consciousness, and in aligning that consciousness with love, you become the living embodiment of the divine mind on earth. This is your destiny and your joy. We love you, we walk with you, and we witness the brilliance of your awakening. Now, let all go and live from the source, and watch as heaven blooms around you and within you.